Hey everyone, today I want to talk about a myth that I think will unfortunately more than likely not go away any time in any of our lifetimes, just because it's too empowering in an illusionary sense. I think it doesn't do anything what people think it does, but it's understandable on why people believe this so much. It gives the illusion of power, but what it actually does is it creates a lot more long-term problems, and that is how you're not in control of your emotions at all. So like I was on YouTube before in the call and I typed in something about emotions. I wanted to show someone something, and how to control your emotions, trying to control your emotions is like trying to pull your fingers apart in the Chinese finger trap. Eventually you get to a point where you try so hard you break the Chinese finger trap. And the analogy would that be you try so hard that you basically drive yourself nuts. Because you can't control something like that. You can't control sleep. It's why I don't take any sleep supplements or anything like that. Again, you do what everyone do in your life. I just don't see a purpose in it because I don't try to control something that I have no control over. And it tends to be very compulsive for many people. And it's the same thing with trying to control your emotions, trying to put yourself in situations to where you're desperately trying to control your emotions in the moment. The correct title, in my opinion, of how to word the videos would be how to influence your emotions long-term by changing your beliefs, not your thoughts, your behaviors, in parentheses, compulsions, avoidance, self-reassurance, to have a more balanced metronome state of your emotions. As I say, people have a metronome, ding, ding. Most humans, it goes ding, ding, ding. It's like a kid on a swing that goes all the way up, and then like the swing doesn't come, it's like drops back down and like goes all crazy. Where right now, my metronome after years of changing my beliefs it's not that it can't spike up a little bit, but it's more ding, ding, ding. I know it's such a funny and stupid analogy, but there's a lot of truth in that. Before I go any further, please subscribe. Hit that like button down below. Let me know what you think. Again, there are certain topics that when I make videos on, I know that a lot of people, because they've been inundated and taught so many bad approaches to their mental health. I always say to people, if the things that we've been doing in society are working so well, the constant use of the word trauma, the constant use of like, no, you must listen to me. If all those things worked, then why are our mental health rates exploding? Like, why are long-term emotional disturbance? Why is depression? Why are all these things, anxiety, so off the charts? I just read that great book called The Anxious Generation that came out earlier this year. Terrific book. And if all the things that we've been using work, don't be with this person because they said this to you, then why are people lonelier than ever? Why are people more depressed than ever? And why are the anxiety rates higher than we've ever seen? It's because none of this shit fucking works. It's so obvious, but we're so addicted to it because of the short-term illusionary power that it gives us in that sense. So what are the major emotions that most people want to feel? Joy, ecstatic happiness, presenteeism in the moment, and all that. Can you control any of that in the moment? No. You think you can, but if you go somewhere like to a sporting event and you're very happy, there's nothing about that you're controlling. What you are doing is putting yourself in a situation that you will feel happy because of your beliefs and experiences, and more than likely some genetic components to why I like baseball, for an example. But you could go there and be in a bad mood and not enjoy baseball at all and not be happy. And if you try to like really focus on that, most of the time it's not going to do what you think it's going to do. Now, what are the negative emotions that most people are trying to stay away from? Guilt, shame, depression, hatred, self-beratement, etc. Guilt, shame, depression primarily come from rigid irrational beliefs. I always say with depression, for an example, there are people that have hormonal issues to a degree that is out there. It represents a very small amount of depression. The majority of depression is fueled and added extra fuel. So let's say you get kicked in the head and you develop a severe concussion, a TBI, traumatic brain injury, and you develop depression from that because of physiological imbalances in your brain. Added irrational beliefs on top of that are not going to help, more than likely make you feel extra depressed. It's why, and don't get me wrong, medications, we don't give any recommendations on that. Always speak to your doctor. But it's why a lot of people will take medications that we work with. We say, hey, the edge was taken off, but why do I still feel depressed? I said, because you didn't work on the main thing. And the main thing is your belief system about what's happening in your life. So all you can do is influence that by changing your beliefs. So reading the books on the reading list, breaking things down with the REBT principles, unconditional self-life, other acceptance, putting yourself in situations, not trying to force the present moment. So let's say you want to feel happy in an event. Well, the more you try to catch happiness, it's like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. So you could say, okay, what are the things that I think make me happy? For me, it's hiking. I love hiking. I love going to the gym, and I love going to music festivals, like for those outward things, nothing to do with my relationship, like outward events. So I'm going to put myself in those places, and then hopefully, I don't think like this. I'm just saying if I was to think, because I don't, the reason why I don't have any thoughts of this is I don't mind feeling certain ways in certain areas. I don't think about my emotional outcome ever. I never, if I have a problem in my life, I only go for the beliefs and my behaviors. I spend zero amount of time looking at how to control my emotions because that's something that doesn't matter to me. That's a secondary byproduct of a much larger problem, which is my belief system. So if I go to the music festival and I have a belief, which is I should be enjoying this, I spent $2,000 with flights and festival tickets and saved money for a year to go there, and it didn't go the way I want, it's not really the festival, it's my belief about the festival, and then maybe I'm sick or something and things that are even further outside my control. Maybe I have a stomach ache or I ate food the day before and it fucked my stomach up and I have diarrhea while I should be having fun. Those are the things that are going to cause the majority of my problems, but I could go there, feel very, very uncomfortable and have the belief of, hey, I'm still going to make the best of it, and that will more than likely have a different emotional outcome. Can't say for sure, but more than likely. And then depression, shame, guilt, and all the negative ones, self-hatred, works in the same way, but just in the opposite direction. So, people will go somewhere and they'll say, I hate feeling like this. I shouldn't be feeling like this. This is the worst thing ever. Then they try to force that in the moment by having gratitude. That's not going to change something that's a lot more deeply embedded in your belief systems. So again, all you could do is put yourself in situations that you think you're going to enjoy. But the more that you try to force that enjoyment or force away negative emotions, the bigger problems usually arise from that. So it's, what are my beliefs? Why do I think the world owes me something? How can I go about changing that over a long period of time, taking a long-term approach, and then taking that step by step? So just something to think about. Thank you as always, Phil at OCDrecovery.com. I have my Jersey Strong shirt on today when Hurricane Sandy happened, and this was, it was crazy. I mean, when you look at the photos of Hurricane Sandy from 2012 is one thing that makes me very grateful. My dad had 6 feet of water in his house because he lived on the water. It was just a crazy thing. So, and this is a shirt I pull out every once in a while, to get Jersey going. How you doing? So I love being from New Jersey. Hence why it's tattooed on my arm. So ridiculous. Not many people get stuff tattooed on their arms. No one gets Oklahoma tattooed on their arms. Maybe they do. It was just, I don't know. Certain states were just weird like that. All a perception and belief. So now I'm just rambling. Thank you as always. Enjoy the rest of your day.